conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chat. Let us move on to our next part of this session, which is Chaitanya Charitamrita classes. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Rita from India, Dandavat Pranam, Koti Koti Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Rita Mataji, thank you so much for joining from India.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Supriya from Houston Mataji.
Hare Krishna Supriya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and giving your registration, Mataji. Thank you so much for chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce them?
Hare Krishna. Vinaya Mataji, please accept my Dandavat Pranams of glories to your services. Thank you so much, Priya Mataji and Vinaya Mataji, for a very wonderful chanting. This is Preeti Vilasini Dasi from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for chanting and thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me these services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Shama Gauri Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and giving your registration, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indu from Lincoln. I also wanted to say one more thing. I am trying to stream this live on YouTube. So it's available, hopefully. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol Mataji, thank you so much for that. Hari Bol.
Indu Mataji, all glories to you. You are
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you for bringing all our desires to reality. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, can we put the Bhakti on the tube? That's what we say.
I didn't hear you, Mataji.
It's like the Bhakti Sanga class in YouTube.
Yes. So right now this class is being recorded as we are speaking.
Yeah.
So it's live. I have shared the link on this chat.
Yeah, she has sent the link on the chat.
It's just a trial, so we can see how.
Wow.
Mataji, you can share it on the main group. Mataji, can anybody share it on the main group?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Indu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and giving your registration, Mataji. Thank you so much for your wonderful services, Mataji. We are all very grateful to you. Hare Krishna. Very beautiful services you are doing, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, all glories to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Maneshwari Lakshmi Devi Dasi. Just want to make sure if Savitri Mataji was connected.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Hare Krishna everyone. This is Savitri Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, Maneshwari Lakshmi Mataji, for joining and giving your registration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Preeti Vilasini Dasi here, and I'm so happy, Mataji. Thank you so much for all glorious services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, Kitida Sundari Mataji, for joining and giving your valuable registration. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Mataji, is Savitri Mataji on the call?
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your valuable registration and your class. Hare Krishna. Mataji, can you start recording?
Okay. Hare Krishna everyone.
Thank you very much for joining us. This is Savitri Devi Dasi. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to all the Vaishnavas. We are going to read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22. Om Ajnana Tirandasya Jnanam Yadashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Satitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Tagridatam Savana Raghunatham Vikantam Tadivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagaspati Gopeshu Kupika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sutidevi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvaye Vacha Patitanam Pavanyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, the process of devotional service. We are starting from the text number 148. Holy Bhakti Sadhuniro Kojuna Vivarana Raganuga Bhaktiro Lakkano Shunashatana. Translation. My dear Sanatan, I have now in detail described devotional service according to the regulative principle. Now hear from me about continuous devotional service and its gadgets. So now in this very important chapter, we are hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is speaking to Sanatana Goswami. And in detail, he already described about the Vaidhi Bhakti. And it's very important. And this Vaidhi Bhakti eventually turns into Raganuga Bhakti, or continuous devotion service. And continuous devotion service makes Krishna completely satisfied. And we must hear very attentively what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching to us. So next is 149. Ragatmika Bhakti Mukhya Bhojavashi Jami Karo Nugato Bhaktiro Raganuganami. The original inhabitants of Vrindavana are attached to Krishna continuously in devotional service. Nothing can compare to such continuous devotional service. It is called Ragatmika Bhakti. When a devotee follows in the footsteps of the devotees of Vrindavana, his devotional service is called Raganuga Bhakti. Purport. In his Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami states that evam tat tad abhimana lakshana bhava visheshana swabhavika ragasya vaishishte sati tat raga prayukta shravana kirtana smarana pada sevana vandanatma Nivedano Praya Bhakti Tesham Ragatmika Bhakti Iti Uchate Tata Kadiyam Ragam Vichani Gachanti Sa Raga Muga. When a devotee follows the steps of a devotee in Vrindavan, he develops Raganuga Bhakti. So now, very important point, we are hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that about the Raganuga Bhakti, continuous devotional service, continuous love for Krishna. Raga means attachment. Bhakti with deep attachment for Krishna. In Vaidya Bhakti, we may not have that deep attachment that we are practicing or we are following rules and regulations. We may not have that deep affection or deep attachment for Krishna. So when we develop this deep attachment and deep affection for Krishna, from that point, it becomes Raganuga. Anuga means Raga Bhakti. Anuga means following. Two words are there, Raga and Anuga. Raga means attachment and Anuga means following. So Mahaprabhu is pointing out the original inhabitants of Vrindavan are attached to Krishna continuously in devotion service. Vrindavan or Navadvip Dham, which are non-dependent to each other in principle, in tattva. The original inhabitants means the associates of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are situated in spontaneous attraction for Krishna. It is very natural and on the platform of soul to the super soul. This attachment is there. That is very natural, loving, and spontaneous. They are situated. Nothing can compare to such spontaneous devotion service. It is the topmost devotion service, Raganuga Bhakti, which is called Ragatmika Bhakti. Its original inhabitants spontaneous love for Krishna is known as Ragatmika. And when a devotee follows in the footsteps of the devotees of Vrindavan, his devotion service is called Raganuga Bhakti. Following the Ragatmika Bhaktas is known as Raganuga Bhakti. Now, gradually that point will come that by following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are following Krishna and Radha, Radha and Krishna of Vrindavan. So, we are following inhabitants of Vrindavan. By doing so, we are practicing Raganuga Bhakti. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Raganuga Bhakti. It's a matter of understanding. It's a matter of realizing this point. Why? Because we are following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footsteps, his instructions. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Radha Krishna combined. Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. So, whenever we say Gauranga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or when we chant Radha Krishna Jugal Naam, that is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we then immediately become aware of the loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. In Vrindavan, Radha Krishna Nitya Leela. Gradually, we become aware. Everything becomes very alive to us. Golok Dham and Radha Krishna and Vrindavan Dasi, residents of Vrindavan, inhabitants of Vrindavan, everything becomes so alive to us, or we become completely aware or continuously aware of the inhabitants of Vrindavan along with Shri Radha Krishna. One, Srila Prabhupada was saying in his lecture, when we look at the sky, although we see on the only clouds, but we are perfectly aware of the different planetary systems up there. In the night time, if we see the sky, we see so many stars, planets up there. As we are much more educated in science, we are very much aware of the presence of Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Venus in the solar system. So more advanced devotees are aware of much more extension of the presence of planets and stars. We know different locusts, 7 locusts up there, and beyond that, Viraja River, beyond that spiritual sky, beyond that, in the spiritual sky, there are so many Vaikuntha planets, and also the Vrindavan planet is there. So very advanced, elevated devotee becomes completely aware of all those planets, although a person is living in this earth. Just like we are completely aware of the presence of sun. Although in Mayapur now it is night, but we are aware the sun is in the sky already. Not only sun, moon is there. Also other planets are there. So as our consciousness becomes more and more expanded and advanced, we become completely aware of presence of spiritual sky, spiritual planets, Vaikuntha planets, and Golokdham. And our consciousness, our attention becomes fixed on Golokdham. Immediately also we become aware of presence of Radha Krishna in Golokdham and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, Krishna's boyfriends and cows and animals and peacocks, Govardhan Hill, Yamuna River, Nandagram, Nanda Shoda, Nanda Maharaj, all the elderly gopis, elderly gopas, and Krishna's cowherd girlfriend. So Vrindavan picture becomes alive in the consciousness as we are progressing in our devotional service. And now we are hearing from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the original inhabitants of Vrindavan. They are attached to Krishna continuously in devotional service. So it's not that something that we cannot become aware of. We can become aware of. So following the original inhabitants of Vrindavan attachment to Krishna by their process of bhakti, which is known as love, is known as Ragatmika Bhakti. And the short purport Srila Prabhupada quoted from Bhakti Sanga Japa is beautiful. Although the details are not there, we understand that Tattva Abhimana Lakshana. There, when the devotee adopts the mood of the original inhabitants of Vrindavan, and thus they perform the devotional service through the 9 processes, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam. Like this, following in their footsteps, that is called Raganuga Bhakti. And What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us completely, that is Raganuga Bhakti, because he is Radha Krishna combined form, and we are following directly the original inhabitants of Vrindavan, Shri Radha and Krishna. So let's go to the next one. The characteristics are being told now. 150. Ishte Swarosiki Raga Parama Vishtata Bhave Tanmani Ya Bhave Bhakti Satra Raga Niko Dita. Ishte, unto the desired object of life, Swarasiki, appropriate for one's own original aptitude of love. Ragaha, attachment. Parama Avishtata, absorption in the service of the Lord. Bhavet is Tatmai, consisting of the transcendental attachment. That which Bhavet is Bhakti, devotional service of that. Atra here, Ragatmika Udita, called Ragatmika, or spontaneous devotional service. When one becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to one's natural inclination to love Him, and is fully absorbed in thoughts of the Lord, that state is called transcendental attachment, and devotional service according to that attachment is called Ragatmika, or spontaneous devotional service. This verse is found in Bhakti Sanga Japa 1 to 272. Actually, the book Srila Prabhupada gave us, The Nectar of Devotion, a very informative book, very important book for us. In that book, mainly the Raganuga Bhakti, or really the whole thing is about Bhakti, science of devotion service. So many chapters are there about this, varieties of love for Krishna, about the spontaneous devotional service and varieties of love for Krishna in detail, and very wonderful. Once we start reading that book, we cannot stop reading about that spontaneous devotional service. Srila Prabhupada wrote, it's very beautiful, that how in Sridham Vrindavan, or Golokdham Vrindavan, or Bhoma Vrindavan, the original inhabitants, they are so much naturally, continuously attached to Krishna. And they simply love Krishna. And Krishna also simply loves them. Vrindavan is Krishna's home. The devotees are Krishna's family. Originally, all the souls belong to Him. All the souls are lovers of Krishna. But for the time being, or for a short period of time, say, or temporarily, we have forgotten that. Now we are again trying to connect ourselves with our original family, with Krishna, original sentiments and emotions. In other words, we are now trying again. In Vaidhi Bhakti, we may not be connected emotionally with Krishna, but in Raganuga Bhakti or continuous devotion service, our natural feelings and emotional sentiments are the most important factor. Means consciousness must be connected. And this love is very special love, that Ragasmika love, or Raganuga, according to the original inhabitants of Vrindavan, that we are practicing love for Krishna is so wonderful, and it's very special. Very special. It's not just ordinary kind of love. It's a love of the soul further, for the supreme soul, or soul of the soul, Shri Krishna. Why it is so natural and continuous? Is it possible naturally and continuously? Yes, completely possible. How? Because we are inseparable parts and parcels of Krishna. Krishna is existing with all his manifestations and all his energies and incarnation and expansion. All together is Krishna. They are always connected with Krishna. Just like whiteness of milk cannot be separated, or the blueness of the blue lotus flower cannot be separated from the blue lotus flower. If we can separate the blueness of the blue lotus flower or whiteness of the milk, then it cannot exist. Similarly, the jiva and the prakriti or natural nature or spiritual nature cannot exist separately from Krishna. In other words, a jiva, when it's situated in the achintya bhedaved swarupa, then it is possible. Then it is possible for a soul to love Krishna naturally, spontaneously, and boundlessly. The capacity of loving Krishna is there. Boundless love is there in the soul. It's amazing. It's simply amazing. So although we are separate from Krishna, yet we are not separate from Krishna. We are Krishna's vishesha. The blueness of the blue lotus flower cannot be separated. Yet they are separate things, but not separate. You cannot separate. We cannot separate because we cannot separate ourselves from Krishna. So it is natural that we are for Krishna. We are of Krishna. In other words, we are also one with Krishna. One, yet we are not one completely. This inconceivable oneness and separateness or difference with Krishna puts us into that position. To be able to love Krishna boundlessly, spontaneously, and naturally. So, Krishna's associates are already situated in that. It's eternally they are situated in that. In our case, it is temporary thing that we have forgotten about Krishna and our love for him. Our dormant love for Krishna must be awakened now by the help of the spiritual master, by the help of Krishna's instructions, by the help of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's instructions. Now we are putting ourselves into the process to awaken our dormant love for Krishna. So now we are getting that facilities to awaken our continuous love for Krishna. We must remember that our loving propensity that expands just as the vibration of vibration of light, or air expands. Just like air can be expanded unlimitedly, similarly, a soul-loving propensity also can expand unlimitedly. Once we understand our Swarupa in relation to Krishna, that is possible to understand what is continuous love or what is continuous devotional service. So, when one becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of God, it's according to one's natural inclination to love Him. It is also very natural for the soul. Soul cannot live without loving, whether it is in the material world or spiritual world. But by loving anyone or anything, we cannot satisfy our demand of loving endlessly. Our ability, we cannot utilize our ability to love boundlessly. That we cannot utilize here. But when we connect ourselves to Krishna, when we accept Krishna as our most cherishable objective of our existence, most lovable personality in our life, then we become happy or we become satisfied about our life, about ourselves. As we remember, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna spoke a verse in chapter 7, text number 17. He says, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhakti Vishishyate Priyohi Jnano Atyartham Aham Sa Cha Mama Priya. Priyohi Jnano Atyartham Aham Sa Cha Mama Priya. Among them, the men of wisdom always engaged exclusively in devotional service is superior because of their knowledge and wisdom. I am extremely dear to them and he is dear to me. They are dear to me. The relationship between Jnani and Krishna is very specific. I mean, not always here in this verse, actually very specific kind of Jnani Bhakta. Who is Nitya Yukta and Eka Bhakti Vishishyate. That kind of Jnani Bhakta is very dear to Krishna because they accept Krishna as their most loving friend. Because Jnani, they accept Krishna as the most cherished, most lovable, most loving friend. So Krishna also accepts them as very dear. Means Priya. Priya means very dear. In Bhakti Bhakti, we accept Krishna as God, Supreme. We are aware of His opulent side, majestic side. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Creator. He is the Maintainer. He is the Destroyer. He is the Omnipotent, Omniscient, Omnipresent Lord. But His personal side is exhibited in Vrindavan. That is called Kriya side or Kriyatva. Our feeling Krishna is our very dearest friend. That feeling develops in Vrindavan. Or we can accept Krishna as our dearest friend. Priya. Priyatva. This is a very wonderful point here. Means that generally people establish relationship with Krishna for some selfish purposes. In hope of some material desire, gaining desired material objects, but who are true knowers of absolute truth, they can become the lovers of absolute truth. Because they accept Krishna as the most cherished objective of their existence. How dear? How much dear? That is even beyond description. Atyartham. Atyartham means most, extreme, means inconceivably dear Krishna. So Krishna also considers them as very dear. So on the basis of this verse, we understand how the inhabitants of Vrindavan are very dear to Krishna. Because they accept Krishna as dear most friend, dear most lovable and loving object. So Krishna also considers them as very dear to him. This loving exchange is so wonderful between Krishna and devotees in Vrindavan. Through different rasas, it is going on. And it is natural. Inclination means that our dormant natural attraction for Krishna must be awakened. How? How can be awakened? By the words of Krishna, as he has given in Gita, by the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the words of spiritual master and self-realized soul, and the scriptures. We understand the truth. As we are realizing the truth more and more clearly, so we are also changed. The knowers of the absolute truth becomes the lovers of the absolute truth. Means from the knowers of the absolute truth emerge the lovers of the absolute truth, of Krishna. Yes, the natural inclination becomes manifest. And the thoughts are totally absorbed in Krishna. The thoughts are possessed by Krishna. The heart is possessed by Krishna. Mind is possessed by Krishna. It is so wonderful. The state is called transcendental attachment, and devotion service according to the attachment is called ragatmika, as continuous devotion service. I didn't get the time to study all those parts, that in Bhakti Sanga Japa, verse number is there, but it's wonderful to understand that the bhakti, when it is infused or when it is endowed with attachment, continuous attachment to Krishna, continuous attraction for Krishna is called continuous devotional service. Means the more we give ourselves to Krishna, more we feel good about the spiritual life, about the reality. Gradually, we become situated in the reality. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the whole thing in chanting. How it is? We are going to describe that a little bit. The next verse, 151. Ishte garo Krishna, Rajero Sharupo Lakhana, Ishte Avishtata, El Tatastha Lakhana. The primary characteristic of continuous love is deep attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Absorption in thought of Him is a marginal characteristic. So, Ragatmika Bhakti, first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking. It has two aspects. One is the principal aspect, that is Garo Krishna, Ishti, means the deep attachment. Krishna also means hankering, also thirst, or learning, means it's like oxygen is to us. We cannot live without oxygen. Similarly, A devotee cannot live without Krishna, without thinking of Krishna, without loving Krishna. Even for a moment, you cannot live without loving Krishna, without thinking lovingly about Krishna. The deep attachment is inconceivable for us, actually. They do not have any other thoughts other than loving Krishna. As if in the heart, there's nothing, only love for Krishna. The God of Krishna, deep, fathomless, boundless, ever-increasing attachment, ever-increasing hankering for Krishna. After giving whole heart to Krishna, says, I have given nothing. I have not given my love to Krishna because I do not have any love. The next moment again offers the love to Krishna. Still feels I have not offered my love to Krishna. In this way, continuously that attachment is increased. Ishta Garo Krishna. Ishta means my desired object, my most lovable object, Krishna. Goal, Krishna. My dear most friend, Krishna. My dear Krishna. They do not address Krishna, oh Lord, oh Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they address Krishna, oh my dear Krishna. Oh my dear friend. Oh my dear Krishna. Oh my Prananath. Dear Prananath. Oh my Lord of my life. Oh my hero. Like that. Very dear, very personal, very intimate way they treat. Just like humans, they treat their family members. How we feel so happy being surrounded by the family. It's like the father feels happy to see the children. The mother feels happy to be with the children. And the children also feel very happy with the parents. The way we have the intimacy and loving relationship with each other in our lives, similarly, the inhabitants of Vrindavan have that kind of affection, deep, fathomless, inconceivable affection, ever-increasing attachment for Krishna, God of Krishna. This is the primary characteristic. First characteristic. That is Ragatika, continuous love. And second one is absorption in thought of him is a marginal characteristic. Yes, of course, that follows the remembrance of Krishna is continuous and spontaneous and always continuously never stopping thinking, loving. This is so important to understand about the Raganuga Bhakti or Ragatmika Bhakti, because when a fortunate soul tries to follow the footsteps of Vrindavan devotee, then only you can get to this Raganuga Bhakti develop. That desire must be there. That hankering must be there. That I must perform bhakti, just like the residents of Vrindavan, just like the residents of Navadvip Dham. That desire must be there. Lolam ikalam mullam. That is only price you have to pay. Or That is the way to achieve continuous devotion service by following. Yes, we cannot replace any of the devotees of Vrindavan. Like we cannot replace Mother Yashoda and Father Nanda or Radharani or the Sakhis or Gopis. Or we can become maid servants of the Gopis. Or we can become servants of the Gopas. Servants of the Krishna's covered person. Or you can become servants of Mother Yashoda in parental love. Different categories of love is there. We cannot replace anyone. Ragasmita Bhaktas. We can become assistants to them. We can have the same relationship, the assistant, or maid servant, or servant, or anuga, follower. And so wonderful. It's so wonderful. In this way, we can unlock our love for Krishna that we start living freely. Then we come to complete, complete blissful existence. Then we experience our blissful existence. Existence is very blissful. We hear that. But we generally not experience because in this material world, struggle for existence is so serious. It's so, how can I say, hard work here that we generally do not experience that existence can be very pleasurable or very blissful. And blissful existence means premananda sukhi, means prema. That prema gives us ananda and makes us happy. And today is the Nityananda appeal day here in Mayapur. Yes, celebrated today. And we see every day that how Prabhu Nityananda, Premananda Shukhi. Kripa Lokuna Kare, Ani Bhava Dukhi. Yes, without experiencing Prema or Krishna, we cannot experience Ananda and we cannot become happy too. And Nityananda is eternally blissful by loving Krishna or serving Krishna, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So unless we are engaged in continuous loving, pure, natural, continuous loving service to Krishna, we cannot experience blissful existence. Otherwise, we experience very troubleful life here in material world. Indeed, it is. It is a tough struggle here. So, the opportunity has been given to us. Now in this chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is helping us to take us to another realm, the blissful realm, spiritual realm. Beyond this material influence, we can enter into blissful eternal life that is called spiritual life, transcendental life, or Raganuga Bhakti life. 152. Ragamuni Bhakti Rohayo Ragatmika Namo Tahashuni Lupto Hayo Kuno Bhagavano. That devotion service which consists of raga, deep attachment, is called ragatmika. Continuous loving service. If a devotee covets such a position, he is considered to be most fortunate. Yes, very rare soul can desire that or will desire that, will be greedy about that life, where continuously, naturally, purely, and yes, purely can love Krishna. That we experience in return, we experience also Krishna's boundless love for us. makes us supremely happy. Our love can expand boundlessly for Krishna. And by engaging ourselves in loving Krishna, we also experience Krishna's love for us. That's when we experience the blissful existence. Krishna consciousness is the ultimate loving affair between souls and Krishna. And this love or prema can give us boundless joy, bliss. And by experiencing boundless joy and bliss, we become happy. That's what. So we must have that intense desire. How can I be also one of the members of Krishna's family in Vrindavan? How can I be also like them, be able to love Krishna purely and thus experience Krishna? What is that? The love. How does it feel? Because in this material world also we value most about what? About love. Love is most valuable asset in our life. We appreciate most about the love. And we feel so fortunate if someone loves us. And we are also able to love others. We feel so fortunate. Prabhupada says, if one doesn't have anyone, he keeps a dog to love the dog, to serve the dog. So because the loving propensity is there, what to do with this loving propensity? This loving propensity cannot be satisfied unless we come to Krishna. Unless we come to loving Krishna. And that hankering cannot make us, peaceful. Means that propensity, the tendency to love must be satisfied by us. Otherwise, that force, that power within, the force cannot keep us peaceful. We cannot find any rest anywhere unless we find Krishna, unless we give our love to Krishna. It's amazing thing. That shows that soul is made of love and soul is meant to love Krishna. It's the ultimate reality. It's the ultimate truth about the soul. In Gita, we hear about the soul, that it cannot be cut into pieces, it cannot be burned, it cannot be destroyed, many things. About it is eternal. Many things we hear. But ultimately, what is soul meant for? Soul is meant for loving Krishna. It is made of love. Soul is Krishna's expansion. Krishna's minute manifestation. Soul is not material. Soul is also Krishna. We are samples of Krishna. But very minute, atomic size, like one drop of ocean water. Is also water. Ocean is also water. One drop of ocean water is also water. One bangle of gold is also gold. One ring of gold is also gold. And gold in the mine is also gold. Qualitatively one. So we are also qualitatively one with Krishna. So Krishna is love. God is love. We are also love. We are made of love. And we are meant to love. Unless we love Krishna, or for our love to Krishna, we cannot fulfill that demand or propensity or loving propensity or loving intention or tendency. We cannot fulfill. So the devotional service, which consists of raga, the main point is coming again and again. Deep attachment. This is the main difference between Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. The same Bhakti will continue in Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandanam, Dasyam, Satyam, Atman Vedanam, but with deep attachment for Krishna. Everything will be with deep attachment. Chanting will be deep attachment for Krishna. And hearing will be deep attachment for Krishna. Everything will be with deep attachment. Everything. So that is called Raga. Continuous loving service is the devotee covered such a position he is considered to be the most fortunate, indeed most fortunate. So little purport is there. Next one, then I will discuss a bit. 153, Lobhe Bhoge Bashivo, Bhave Kori Anugati, Shastri Yukti Nahi Mani Ravani Gare Bhokti. If one follows in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan out of such transcendental covetousness, he does not care for the injunction or review of Shastra. That is the way of spontaneous love. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that devotees are attracted by the service of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, namely the cowherd men, Maharaj Nanda, Mother Yashoda, Radharani, the gopis, and the cows and calves. An advanced devotee is attracted by the service rendered by an eternal servitor of the Lord. This attraction is called spontaneous attraction. Technically, it is called Swarupa Upalabdhi. This stage is not achieved in the beginning. In the beginning, one has to render service strictly according to the regulative principles set forth by the revealed scriptures and the spiritual master. By continuously rendering service through the process of Vaidhi Bhakti, one's natural inclination is gradually awakened. That is called spontaneous attraction or Raganuga Bhakti. So, Vaidhi Bhakti turns into the Raganuga Bhakti. It's not different thing, but it is the mature state of Vaidhi Bhakti is called Raganuga. Srila Prabhupada gave us the example of green mango and ripe mango. The green mango becomes ripe mango later. Similarly, this is the point. The dormant love for Krishna becomes awakened. That is called Raganuga Bhakti. Means at the time we don't have to be reminded ourselves to perform bhakti. Without any pressure, we'll do the bhakti. Without any external endeavor, naturally from within, from heart, we'll be performing bhakti with a deep attachment for Krishna. That is the point. An advanced devotee situated on the platform of spontaneity is already very expert in Shastra instruction, logic, and argument. When it comes to the point of eternal love for Krishna, no one can deviate him from that position, neither by arguments nor by Shastric evidence. An advanced devotee has realized his eternal relationship with the Lord, and consequently he does not accept the logic and arguments of others. Such an advanced devotee has nothing to do with the Sahajya, who manufacture their own way and commit sins by indulging in illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. It's not nudity. Sometimes the Sahajyas imitate advanced devotees and live in their own whimsical way, avoiding the principles set down in the revealed scriptures. Unless one follows the six Goswamis, Sri Rupa, Sanatana, Raghunatha Bhatta, Srijiva, Gopala Bhatta, and Raghunatha Dasa, one cannot be a bona fide spontaneous lover of Krishna. In this connection, Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Rupa Raghunatha Tabi, Holi Akuti, Kave Hamo Bujhavo, She Jugala Piriti. The Sahajya's understanding that the love affairs between Radha and Krishna is not bona fide because they do not follow the principles laid down by the six Goswamis. Their illicit connection and their imitation of the dress of Rupa Goswami, as well as their avoidance of the prescribed methods of revealed scriptures, will lead them to the lowest region of hell. These imitated Sahajiyas are cheated and unfortunate. They are not equal to advanced devotees, Paramahamsas. Devotees and Paramahamsas are not on the same level. So Srila Prabhupada is one for so many things. He wants to protect our Komal Bhakti, soft Bhakti, tender Bhakti. Our Bhakti is very tender and very soft. So Srila Prabhupada being an Acharya wants to protect us. So the main point is Swarupa Upalabdhi is very wonderful, important point. We have to be situated in that Achinta Bhedabhet Swarupa. Our Bhed Swarup is very wonderful Swarup. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, right? Jive Swarupa hai Krishnero Nityadas, Krishnero Tatotha Shakti Bhedabhed Prakash. The 3 points about Jiva must be understood. Swarup Upalabdhi. We are not outsiders of Krishna. We are insiders. But we have forgotten that we are his part and parcel. Or we are his expansion. We are his manifestation in a minute form. Tatastha Shakti or marginal energy is Krishna, another manifestation that still Krishna remains as Krishna. Energy and Krishna's energies and Krishna's incarnations, Krishna's expansions are all together as Krishna. Nothing can be separated from Krishna. So there is oneness, also separateness. We are not Krishna. Our position is always different from Krishna. Our constitutional position is we are subordinate to Krishna. We are very minute. Our constitutional position is very minute. We are very atomic in size. We are very insignificant part and parcel of Krishna. We are subordinate, dependent reality of Krishna, dependent principle of Krishna. So we have to understand the spirit of the Lord. Then only we can perform our devotional service in pure way. That is, continuous love can be awakened if we have that covetousness. Lobha. This point is very beautiful, and so our intense desire must be there to have it. If one follows in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, out of such transcendental covetousness, he does not care for the injunction or reasonings of the Shastra. He is so much convinced about it that he is not deviated from Shastra for any reason. Because if one is completely convinced about the goal and about the process, nothing can deviate that person. He is continuously marching progressively to achieve the goal. And our foremost process is Nam Sankirtana, Nam Japa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. And this chanting is everything. As we know, in a wonderful book known as Sri Bhajana Rahasyam, written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, wonderful truth about bhajan, the confidential method of bhajan, Bhajana Rahasyam. That is also important to understand this chapter. This Bhakti Samrita Sindhu and Sri Bhajana Rahasyam will help us so wonderfully to understand this chapter, the rest of the chapter Mahaprabhu analyzed this Hare Krishna Mahamantra and found that Shastakam is corresponding with this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How we can perform bhakti step by step. See that I'm reading a little bit from the book, small paragraph about that. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in the book Sri Bhajana Rahasya. He says, the holy name in the 16th word Hare Krishna mantra, there are 8 pairs of names. Corresponding to these 8 pairs, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recited the 8 shlokas of the Shikshashtaka. The first pair of names, Hare Krishna, signifies the subduer of ignorance and the performance of Nama Sankirtana with faith. The second pair, Hare Krishna, means Krishna's names are invested with all potencies. One should have attachment for bhajana by taking shelter of the holy names in the association of sadhus. Gradually, by performing bhajana, anarthas, unwanted contaminations are destroyed. As anarthas are removed, nishtha, firm faith develops. The third pair, Krishna, indicates the company of pure devotees and becoming fixed in firm faith throughout the day and night. By the fourth pair, Hare Hare, unmotivated devotion is awakened along with a taste for Nama Sankirtana. The fifth pair, Hare Rama, represents the taste for pure service along with remembrance of the holy names as prescribed in the Sikshashtaka. In the sixth pair, Hare Rama, chanting in the beginning stage of transcendental emotion leads to material detachment and complete attachment to Krishna. The seventh pair, Rama Rama, awakens attachment for the mellow of conjugal rasa, the shelter of Radha's lotus feet and feelings of separation. The eighth pair, Hare Hare, leads to attainment of the goal of life, loving service to Radha Krishna. Following in the mood of the gopis of Vrindavan throughout the 8 divisions of day and night, Ashtakala. So, what I was going to say here, that this wonderful book, Sri Bhajana Rahasyam, in that book, Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how step by and by chanting, purely Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how we can progress step by step to the Raganuga Bhakti. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he has given us the instruction in Sikshastakam, that corresponds, each verse corresponds to each pair of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So wonderful, very amazing book, how by chanting we can reach the ultimate stage, that loving service to Radha Krishna, following in the mood of gopis of Vrindavan throughout the 8 divisions of day and night. Everything becomes continuously aware, continuously manifest in us by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. First we become aware of the presence of Golok Dham, so we are aware of the presence of so many planets in the solar system. Similarly, Golok Dham, Radha Krishna, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, and their continuous attachment for Krishna, Radha Krishna. Ultimately, Gopi's continuous attachment for Radha Krishna. And that is the highest state Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us. Through this chanting, we can achieve. It's amazing. Simply amazing. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Again, CC. So you're covered up to 153. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Savitri Mataji. Satsabne Dandavats. Ji, thank you so much. Such beautiful verses and so deep. The way you explain these verses with so much devotion. It was so nice to hear. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the beautiful comeback. We are very, very happy. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thanks to Panishwari Mataji connecting you. Thank you.
I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm so happy to be back with all of you. Actually, I'm in great need of your association. You won't believe that. I'm really, please bless me. Everyone, please bless me. Everyone, please pray for me so I can understand a little bit much, a little bit. What we are reading. Understand? Please pray for me.
Mataji, we always seek your blessings. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Welcome back. Hare Krishna. It was so nice to see that. It was so nice such a wonderful surprise to see that you are going to be giving class again. I do have a couple questions. One is, I'm flipping through this copy of Shri Bhajana Rahasya that I have, and I was trying to find that place where it breaks down the Maha Mantra like that. I don't know if you can direct me where I should look. And I have this Bengali book, but I was reading from the book we use online, Yeah. It is Shri Bhajana Rahasyam. Let me go to Bhajana Rahasyam. Yeah, I'm in the first chapter. Very beginning. Yes, very beginning. The verses are there. One verse is there. Let me read it. Namnasya yavat sakti papo nirharane hare tavat kartum na shaknohi patakam pataki jana. Simply by one chanting the holy name of the Hari, a simple man can counteract the reaction to more sins than he is able to commit. Did you see that verse? I'm looking in the picture. Verse number 5. Verse number 5. Agachati. Yeah. I see that one. Vishnu. Yeah. After that, you go Yana. Yeah, I see that. Yana. Yeah, I see that. Just after that, it is there. You see that? Oh, best of the Bharatas. The holy name of Hari can be always present. I'm seeing that. I see it now, Mother Sitri. I see where it is. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. And throughout the book, it has been explained, expanded so much. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, and one other thing is, as you were saying, when we mature in Vaidhi Bhakti, we come to, that matures into Raganuga Bhakti. So, is it that maturity Raganuga Bhakti means that we come to, that we become Raganuga Bhakti ourselves, or no? No. Raganuga is eternal, original inhabitants of Vrindavan. Okay, so, yeah, so we can, those Raganuga Bhakti, those slots are always filled. We can never become Radhatmikas ourselves. Bhakta. Same bhakti. Bhakti is same, but we are following, we are following them. We are also followers. Right. And they are our leaders. Yeah. And yes, the Bhakti Bhakti becomes continuous love when Lobha is added. If the Lobha is not added, the transcendental covetousness, and it remains by the bhakti. By the bhakti can be so long and cannot be, so continuous. It may take a long time. Although the green mango becomes the ripe mango, yes, but something that maturity is needed, and it should be attached to the tree, and time factors there. Yes, it is true. Still, what we are understanding here, the transcendental covetousness means our desire also must be there. Yes, desire to have that kind of sentiment or mood as the inhabitants of Vrindavan. The way they love Krishna, and the Krishna loves them, you become so attracted or covetous, or you are greedy for that, you are hankering for that. You deeply desire that. Grace is required also. You said, what is required also? What is required? Means deep desire is required. So when you hear more and more about the inhabitants of Vrindavan, how they love Krishna, and Krishna loves them also, the loving exchange between them and Krishna. And you also then develop that desire. Oh, I wish I was also a covered boy, or I wish I was also a covered girl. I want to love Krishna as Gopis love. I want to love Krishna as Gopal, covered boys. I want to love Krishna as Madhu Yashoda Krishna. I want to love Krishna as Nanda Maharaj loves Krishna. I want to love Krishna as the cow loves Krishna. I want to love, So in this way, the more we hear Krishna Leela, we develop that particular type of inclination or desire, covetousness, love. And love Krishna in that way. Yeah. And the quickest way to develop this greed is through the chanting, right? There's essentially chanting. Chanting is the thing. It's like a vehicle. Chanting is everything. In this Kali Yuga, in this short period of life, there's no other way to achieve the goal. Because time factor is there, right? It takes time. So that's why he says quickest way. Quickest way is to follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His teaching. Through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's favor, we can achieve the goal in this lifetime. And what is the specific instructions? Chanting. And instruction in Shikshashtakam. If we realize those two things together, then it will be very easy for us by the mercy, by the favor of Gauranga Mahaprabhu to achieve the goal. Because Gauranga Mahaprabhu himself is Radha Krishna combined. So they are the original inhabitants of Vrindavan. We are following that. Those requirements are there. We are going to hear more. Following the residents of Vrindavan is there. Particular residents of Vrindavan is required. And I want to follow them as they love Krishna. Like covered boys love Krishna. I want to follow them. So this is the way you follow the particular devotee of Vrindavan. So we are directly following Shri Radha and Krishna, who are together in one form, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And his principal instruction is chanting Hare Krishna Mahaprabhu. Yes, you are right in that. And Sri Varya Rahasyam and Bhakti Sindhu will help us a lot.
And you said if we follow these two things together, two things means one is the chanting, and what's the other thing?
No. Hare Krishna Mahamantra at the age of 8 years.
No. Before that, you said before, you said if we follow these two things, you don't remember?
Yeah.
Two things. The two things were
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Shikshastakam and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Yes.
those are the two things.
If we understand.
I think Mataji, I think you also mentioned nectar of devotion.
Nectar of devotion and Bhagavana Rahasya, two things. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's not what I was talking about. I think it was the Shikshastakam and the chanting, because the nectar of devotion you mentioned much earlier. It was just now you had mentioned, if we understand these two things. Yes.
Now, let me tell you again, say that. In Sri Bhajana Rahasya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, these 8 pairs of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Shikshastakam, they are corresponding to each other. What I was saying that one requirement is to follow the inhabitants of Vrindavan, their way of dealing with Krishna, their process or their love for Krishna. This is one thing. You have to follow in their footsteps, right? That is the thing, Raganuga Bhakti. You have to follow the Raganuga Bhakti. So that requirement is fulfilled when we follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his instruction. And his principal instruction is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then he said, yes, through chanting of Mahamantra we can achieve. Yes. How we can achieve? That we also must be understood. We must understand very nicely. How? We've been hearing, right? Through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, everything can be achieved. Right? We've been hearing it. And it is true. Through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all the desired goals can be achieved. What is the highest goal? To go to Kuladhama and engage in continuous loving devotion to Krishna. Or here, no matter, it doesn't matter. Or I'm here or I'm there. I must be engaged in loving continuous pure devotion service to Krishna. And that dormant love must be awakened in us. How can I do it? By the favor of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by following his instructions, given by him, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and understanding the relationship between chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the 8 pairs of Mahamantra, and Shikshastakam, 8 stanzas of Shikshastakam. If we understand properly, it will be so wonderful for us to practice Raganuga Bhakti. Very wonderful.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much. Oh, go ahead, Mataji, please. Go ahead.
Okay. This is Community Dasi.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
I was just remembering that there's one song by Bhakti Thakur. Dekite dekite pulibo wakape injo sula pariche. You remember that? Yeah.
Line 1.
That song also describes nonsense about what you were talking right now. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, many songs are there. In time to time, I will, Mataji, 2-3 songs I have sent to Bhakti Sanga group, not much, but in Priti Lakshana group, regularly I'm sending those translation of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's bhajan songs, So wonderful for us, so important for us for practicing Raganuga Bhakti. I've been saying now, as you say, that holy name destroys our that leader for the gross body and subtle body. It destroys, and then it manifests our spiritual body, and then we then experience, oh, I was all alone in the spiritual body. Only in my illusion, I was thinking I was and the gross body and the subtle body. That illusion is completely destroyed by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the spiritual body manifests by the power of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in the Swarupa Upalabdhi, with the Swarupa, we are able to perform Raganuga Bhakti. That Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur said through his bhajans, through his songs, actually, that is my desire, time to time, the beautiful, songs, translations, and trying to sing. These are relevant for this chapter. This will be encouraged, This will be encouraged to chant purely, that's the point.
Yeah. From there, everything comes about chanting. Chanting.
Mataji, you have not come to Mayapur, no? Prabhuji is here.
Yeah, because I had some. The one thing that I didn't get place to, there was no accommodation for me, so I couldn't come. Because Prabhuji got the accommodation. I said, then we go ahead. Because if because of me, he should.
I don't know that. We live in a, third floor, so others will come and stay with us. Come and stay with us.
Still, I'm trying to. Somebody has some apartment. That's what I have heard from one devotee here. And they are trying, because there were 2 persons they were talking, but the one's mother passed away, so she's gone there, and she cannot disturb her now. But then he said, I will try another this. So we'll see. It's up to whatever. If it's in my fate, I can also go. Come there.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Savitri Mataji. Thank you very much for a nice class. It's so nice hearing your voice again. I love the way you chant the verses, Bengali verses, very, very nice. I have a question, maybe following kind of what Gaurangi Mataji was asking. So, we are always Raganuga. We are just following in the footsteps of these Ragatmika, personal associates of Radha Krishna. So, does that mean that do we still have a personal relationship then? If we are following, how do we have that personal relationship with Krishna? That's one question. And then after that, I'll ask the next. And the other, let me ask the next question, and then maybe do that. The other question is, and is it always in Vipralamba? Is it always in Vipralamba? Sometimes I have this, of course, material thought that Vipralamba seems a little bit painful. And I know pleasure and pain in the spiritual world is absolute, but I'm just wondering about that. Is it always in Vipralamba? And that's it. Those are my 2 questions, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Anishwara Mataji, you have to just check on your phone if she's on the line still.
Okay. How do I check? Do I just push flash again?
I don't know. Oh, yours is landline, right? It won't tell you if the other person is.
Okay.
Because I don't hear her voice.
Okay. Let me just text her on my phone.
Her again?
Yeah, I will connect her again. Let me find my phone for that. I don't think she said Hare Krishna, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm very doubtful if she heard your entire question also. So.
Okay. I don't know if she logged off or okay. Let me try to get her on there. Okay, hold on.
Kamadaki Mataji, it's not me, it's all glories to Kirtha Sundari Mataji. She was the one who got her back.
I was surprised when I saw her. She's giving class. And in the morning also, that you gave class, was wonderful class. I'm going to keep and here again, the recorded. It's very wonderful.
You're so kind, Mataji. Please be there for us all the time. Thank you, Mataji.
See, the thing is, I'm selfish. I like to hear.
Hare Krishna?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so everybody's on. So everybody's here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask my question again. So my question was, you had said that we are Raga Noga Bhaktis. We just follow in the footsteps of those pure devotees, those Atmika Bhaktas who are eternal servitors of the Lord. So does that mean, if we're just following them, do we still have a personal relationship with the Lord? How do we have that personal relationship if we're just following them? Number one, and the second question was, and is it always Vipralamba? Because I understand that I understand Vipralamba is considered the highest, but in my material thinking, I'm not anywhere near a devotee, just trying to be, but that Vipralamba seems very painful. So, and I know absolute sense in the spiritual world, pain and pleasure are equal, but it still seems kind of painful. So, is there ever a meeting or ever a connection? That I guess.
Yeah, the first part, means following in the footsteps means we understand both. Means Krishna is the loving objective, right? And they are related with Krishna. We are also related with Krishna, but the continuous loving attachment is not being experienced in us, isn't it? And the devotees of Vrindavan, they are already situated in their natural, pure, spontaneous loving exchange with Krishna. So relationship with Krishna is always there. There of them is in the Bhakti Bhakti also there, and in Raghunaga Bhakti is also there. We are practicing Krishna Bhakti for Krishna. Three things are there, right? Krishna, who is to be served, Krishna, Lord. We are servants, and our relationship is service or love. Lover, beloved, and love. Now we desire to follow them. We wish, like, I may think, how can I love Krishna just like Krishna's boyfriend love him? I want to love Krishna in that way. Or how can I love Krishna just like the gopis, they love Krishna. Like that. If Krishna loves them back, the way Krishna loves his covered partners, Krishna loves Mother Yashoda, Krishna loves that, if we develop a deep hankering, then we try to follow them. I want to do it, not to be in their position, but follow me. This is known as Bhagavata Bhakti. Love is beyond any rules and regulations. That's the point. Suppose my kids, and they love me. Does that love comes under any kind of rules, regulations, any kind of pressure or whatever. Nothing. Right?
Right.
Nothing. Nothing. Anytime they can come to me, anytime they can, say, call me, anything. So Vrindavan is Krishna's home. But Krishna is, very close, very near and dear, and very intimate. Krishna is fully available to Vrindavan guests. Krishna as Narayan is like Supreme Justice at the office in the court. Krishna, when Krishna in the office, he is known as Narayan. And when Krishna is home, he is God's boy. He is not God at all.
Right.
In Vrindavan, no one worships Krishna. Oh, the Supreme Lord, I worship you. No. I pay my humble obeisances. No. Krishna is the near and dear one. God is the Lord Krishna to play with him. So if I develop the desire, I want to love Krishna, I want to play with him. Like once Prabhupada was saying, I want to go to Kula Vrindavan because I want to eat kachori with Krishna. It is mood, he said. Yeah, it's a similar thing. And now the second one, Vipralambha. Vipralambha means feeling separation. What Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra leads us directly to the conjugal rasa. Conjugal rasa can be experienced in two ways, in union and in separation. Of course, in any rasa, union and separation both are there. Like friends. When their friends are separated, they feel, miss them, miss each other. Father, mother also miss the child. When Krishna left Vrindavan, went to Mathura, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they went into, so much
separation.
Grief, in separation from Krishna.
Yeah.
So separation and union both are there in any relationship. Now you said separation is very painful. Indeed painful. Materially, indeed it is painful. And transcendental pain is also a pleasure. The pain is there.
Yeah.
Pain is there, but it is not material pain.
Right.
And it is inconceivable for us. It is inconceivable. For example, as we know from the prayer of Brahmaji, Tatte Anukampam Susamikshamano Bhunjan Ratmakritam Vipakam. Read Bapubhir Vidadan Namaste Vivetasa Mukti Pade Daihak. Means people analyze, one who analyzes everything with Krishna's mercy, Tatte Anukampam Susamikshamano. Connection is by researching or by considering everything. The Krishna is the Supreme Lord, all good, absolute truth. Everything he does to us is absolute good. It cannot be bad. But any bad thing is happening in my karma phal, and when one always says humble obeisances to you, bow down before you, while going through, suffering his own karma, that person becomes eligible for liberation. That means everything is on mercy. If I get at the end the liberation, it is also a subject of my joy, isn't it? Right now, I'm going through difficulties, suffering because of my bad karma. But at the end, I get liberation. That also makes me happy. That will also make me happy, isn't it? And ultimately, if I go on bowing down before Lord, surrendering myself completely and suffering, going through suffering with patience, this is my token of just karma I'm getting by the mercy of Krishna. Krishna has reduced my karmic reactions to minimum so I can go through it. And ultimately, if I tolerate everything and remain steady, steadfast in my devotional service to Krishna, ultimately I'll be liberated. I'll be eligible for liberation. By thinking also you can become happy. In any way you can become happy. Actually, who are completely situated in Krishna consciousness, it is impossible for that person to be unhappy. In every situation he will be happy. But transcendental separation is beyond that. It's completely incomprehensible for us right now. Means that deep Krishna consciousness we cannot imagine. We are situated in such a deep Krishna consciousness that is inconceivable for us. Theoretically, we are understanding anything.
Yeah.
But how deeply one is situated in Krishna consciousness, it is inconceivable. Because the pain also ultimately is a source of pleasure for them. Because the pain is coming from Krishna, my beloved. My beloved is giving me pain or pleasure. Both are good for me pleasure. That is the last verse of Shikshastakam. Ashla Shubha Padavatam. They're hungry from Krishna, for Krishna all the time, rather than whether he breaks my heart by not appearing before me, whether he tramples me, or whatever he wants to do with me, he can do it. Still, he is my Lord. Verse after verse. Lord of my life. And that is the thing, which is inconceivable for us.
Thank you, Mataji.
But ultimately, we can achieve that by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As we are progressing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will reveal and empower us to understand his point.
Thank you, Mataji. So the patience, as Prabhupada says, we should have patience for waiting for that time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, patience and complete faith, holding on to the feet of Satan. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the class, and we are very, very fortunate to have you back, Mataji. I'm really sorry in the beginning of the call I couldn't welcome you properly. Please forgive me. We are very fortunate, Mataji, for such a beautiful class.
Actually, I am. You are already everyone is so fortunate. Although you are far from Mayapur, but your heart is in Vrindavan. That's wonderful. The heart is in Navadvip. If I live here and my heart is somewhere, then what's the use? That's just actually like I said. I was praying to Lord, Samara, please connect me with the Sangha. Although here I'm getting Sangha, but I didn't want to keep my consciousness out of Vrindavan and out of Mayapur. That is the thing. And although you are living very far away from the Dhamma, but your heart is in the Dhamma. That is one thing. So you are fortunate.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
That is the most important thing. Consciousness. Where is the consciousness? Where the consciousness is roaming. Our consciousness is focused. Please pray for me. Thank you. I'm very happy to be back.
Thank you, Mataji. We are very grateful to you. Actually, it is very late night today in India, but still you're on the call. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. Very, very fortunate to have you, Mataji. Is there anybody having any more questions or comments for Mataji? Okay, if there are no more questions or comments, we would like to end the call. Mataji, you want to say something?
Yeah. Vancha
kalpatarobhyasya kripasindhuveta patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha anantapurni vaishnavrinda ki jai Thank you so much.
This session is no longer being recorded. Bye.